we'll start with a bird's eye view on AP Physics C Electricity and Magnetism course. Okay, right. So the College Board's Advanced Placement Program, we've already now know this. It enables students to pursue college level studies while still in high school. The AP Physics C Electricity and Magnetism is a one-semester calculus-based college level physics course, specially appropriate for students planning to specialize or major in one of the physical sciences or any of the engineering branches. Okay, this course is the second of a two-course sequence that is equivalent to the introductory physics sequence, which is taken by the science and engineering students at most of the colleges and universities. The first one we've discussed previously is the AP Physics C Mechanics course. So this one is the second in that line. Okay, this is electricity and magnetism. What is covered? It is a calculus-based physics course that explores topics such as electrostatics, conductors, capacitors, and dielectrics, current, electricity, circuits, magnetic fields, and electromagnetism. Introductory differential and integral calculus is used throughout the course. Okay, so a calculus-based course would obviously mean that you have a good hold on the calculus subjects, both differential as well as integral. Students cultivate their understanding of physics through classroom study and activities as well as hands-on laboratory work as they explore concepts like charge, force, interactions, fields, and conservation of charge principles. Prerequisites: students should have taken or be concurrently taking calculus, as we've already seen. The course is calculus based, hence either you should have already done calculus or you are parallelly appearing for the calculus exam as well. Laboratory requirements are there. Okay, so as part of the laboratory component comparable to a semester long course, you must spend 25% of the instructional time with hands-on laboratory work at your respective schools. Students should ask questions, make observations, predictions, data, analyze the data, and obviously everything related to the laboratory and experiment phase. Each student should complete a lab notebook or portfolio of lab reports. Okay. Now, as far as the written exam is concerned, these are the course contents. As you can see, the entire syllabus has been divided into 5 units. Okay, number 1 is electrostatics. Number 2 is capacitors, dielectrics, and conductors. The third unit is electric circuits, which deals obviously with the current electricity portion of the syllabus. Fourth is based on the magnetic effects of the current. And the fifth unit is related to electromagnetic induction and electromagnetic waves. Now, as you can see, more or less, the weightage of all the units is same, but for electrostatics, which carries the maximum weightage around 30% on an average, so 1/3 of your test is based on the electrostatics as a topic. The exam structure, it is a 1 hour and a 30 minutes test. Okay. It assesses the application of the science practices and understanding of the learning objectives, which have been outlined in the course framework. So if you will visit the AP Central website, go to the page related to electricity and magnetism, you would see that what are the learning objectives of the course. They have clearly highlighted it in the document. Please go through those objectives because the exam basically assesses those objectives. The 1 hour and 30 minute test would include 35 multiple choice type questions, which is section 1 of your test. And then there would be 3 free response questions, which would require a student to write detailed solution to problems which are actually very lengthy or which have a lot of parts to it. Okay, so these are 3 long questions which need a subjective answer. Okay, all the steps of the solution must be explained. There is a stepwise marking scheme. Again, please refer to the AP Central website for the marking scheme as well. The multiple choice questions, obviously, you just need to pick the correct answer. All the questions in multiple choice question section carry equal marks. A 4-function scientific or a graphing calculator is allowed on both the sections of the exam. So throughout your exam, you can use the graphing calculator. Besides this, on the paper itself, there is a formula sheet. Okay, all the physical constants, etc. Whatever you need for the exam, they are already given. So definitely it is not going to be a memory test or a calculation test because the calculator and formula sheets are provided on the test itself. Right. This is the detail of the assessment format. As you can see, 35 questions. You get 45 minutes to answer those 35 questions in the MCQ section. The MCQ section contributes 50% to your total exam score. Okay, again, I'll not touch the science practices here. You can separately visit this page on the AP Central website, go through what all science practices have been mentioned for the electricity and magnetism course. So the practices 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are assessed, 3 is not assessed. Section 2, the free response question. Okay, all the practices are assessed, 3 questions, 45 minutes, 50% of your exam scores. One of the 3 questions will include an experimental or a lab-based component question. Each question is worth 15 points. So all in all, 3 questions, 45 points for the FRQ section. Now, because it has been mentioned that both the sections contribute equally, we can safely say that the MCQ section, 35 questions would also be contributing 45 points for your total score. Okay, now it has not been mentioned anywhere that how much each question is worth as far as the MCQs are concerned, but this is what we can make out from the pattern, that both the sections contribute equally and the FRQ contributes 45 points. So we can assume that 45 points are contributed by the MCQs as well. These are some sample questions. As you can see, for example, this one, okay, it is based on the concept of electric charge. Okay. The point to observe here, you can see that there are 5 options in the MCQ. So it is that much more difficult compared to other exams where usually you have 4 options. For example, the SAT 4 options, here you have 5 options, as you can see. Right, another question. This is related to a very important concept in electrostatics, the Gauss's theorem. Okay, so again, a basic multiple choice type question. So if you are aware about the concept, you can easily attempt such questions. The key aspect here in the MCQs is your speed. Remember, you've got 45 minutes to attempt 35 questions. So you need to be a bit quick as far as solving these questions are concerned. Otherwise, you'll fall short of time and not be able to complete the section. Okay, so you need to be really fast at the MCQs. With the FRQs, it's a different story, because there, as you can see, this is a sample FRQ. You can see that it's a RC circuit question. As you can see, it has the resistive element as well as the capacitive elements. Okay, so you need to analyze the RC circuit, find out current, find out all other variables, as you can see, through different parts of this network. Okay, so usually you would see that these are longish questions and they have around 5-6 parts to it. For example, here you can see the question has A, B, C, D, and E portions. So all the portions you need to write the solution and also write the explanation for that part. And that is when you would be awarded marks for each of those parts. And then cumulatively, you would have scored your marks as far as a particular question is concerned. This is the scoring guideline. As you can see, this is just a sample. So for example, the question that we were just having on the previous slide, you can see that if you write the first step, just the formula, you get 1 mark. Okay, 1 point for finding out the value of the current. Okay, determining the current through some resistance, you get 0. That as answer, again 1 point. So part by part, they give you marks. And that is why it is very important that for each part of an FRQ, you write down the solution in detail, write down the formula which you are using to find out that particular solution. Okay. All right. Now, coming to the AP Physics C Electricity Magnetism 2022 conduction. Okay. So these are the dates when the exam would be conducted. As you can see, the first administration would happen on 10th of May 2022, 2 p.m. local time. And the second administration or the late testing would happen on 18th of May 2022, 8 a.m. local time. Now, please be updated about this, that the late testing is only available if you have strong reasons for not appearing in the first administration, and your AP coordinator at the school must be convinced that you have a genuine reason for not appearing in the first administration. Then only you would be allocated the second administration. Again, details to this have been clearly mentioned on the AP Central website. Please go through all the rules and regulations related to the late testing part. Okay, but then yes, there is an option of late testing. Okay, maybe they might come up with a makeup exam as well in the end, but that is for later. As of now, these are the two administrations which would happen for this particular AP examination. Now, coming to the preparation timeline and the resources which are required, syllabus mostly overlaps with the standard 12th syllabus of various boards. Okay, so electricity and magnetism as part of the physics syllabus is usually taught in standard 12th, whatever board you will see. Okay, now ideally you should be taking this at the end of standard 12th. Why? Because it is there in, as I said, standard 12th, but you can take it before standard 12th as well. Just that you would need to put in some extra efforts because you would not have studied the subject in your school. So maybe you're doing it on your own, so you would have to put in extra efforts. It takes about 30 to 40 hours to completely prepare for the exam. Now, when I say 30 to 40 hours, I'm talking about completing the syllabus. Okay, obviously you need to practice with more number of questions, and that should take more amount of time as far as your preparation goes. Okay, so 30 to 40 hours, when I say this conservatively, this is for completion of the syllabus once. Okay, obviously you would do multiple revisions, you would solve more problems related to the concepts. So it would obviously take more time than that. But yeah, the first phase you can say would last 30 to 40 hours. You can distribute this time evenly as per your convenience. Okay, ideally, if you are not enrolled, my suggestion would be that you should enroll yourself at the earliest and start preparing for the test as well. Okay, thinking about the time duration. Okay, now we are already in November, so we have approximately 4 months and some days. Let's count only 4 months. So 4 months, I think, is a good enough time. We can prepare for this particular exam nicely, okay, thoroughly, and we can actually spread out our preparation over 4 months very nicely. Otherwise, if you just enroll now and start preparing in February or March, then it would be very a preparation which would be undercooked, if I can use that word. By the time it is your exam, you might not be thoroughly prepared for the test. So if you are enrolling, start preparing right now so that you can spread out your preparation evenly over the remaining time frame. As far as the resources are concerned, books from all the reputed publishers are available. So be it Barron's, Princeton, McGraw-Hill's, okay, all of them, Kaplan, they publish these books. So you can refer to that, those books as well. The AP Central website, I would give a special mention here for all the released papers, all the previous examinations. Please refer to the AP Central websites. Okay, and please do solve the old examination papers. Okay, now you would find the FRQs on the AP Central website, and I think they have released the MCQs for only 2 or 3 years. Those are the old ones, but at least that is a good practice. FRQs you would get for all the previous examinations, so that is a good practice in itself.